Part 31, Degrees of Enlightenment. Listen to a part of the sayings from Spiritual Energies with the topic, Degrees of Enlightenment, by Ljubisa Stojanovic, who transferred the sayings received in deep meditation into the book Enlightenment. Here, he had contact in deep meditation in 2007 with an energy center called Keys of Sacred Knowledge. I am asking the Keys of Sacred Knowledge to answer me in detail, if possible, to the following two questions. The first is related to enlightenment, degrees of enlightenment, and especially from the 1st to the 24th with reference to the 25th as well as the others, and what are the possibilities and obligations. Ljubisa, I greet you. I will be very happy to answer your question. First of all, you learned many things related to enlightenment that were not told to you at the time when you first learned about it in 1994, and this was explained to you in the previous presentation. However, you have now heard for the first time about two directions in enlightenment and to which you belong, as well as that there are degrees and enlightenments. The degrees of enlightenment are not related to the direction of active and passive, as you called them, but it is important that you know that the passive enlightened very rarely exceed some limits of 10 degrees. This is due to the fact that their interest does not cover that depth and that breadth which increase from degree to degree. This is why the largest number, 95%, are passively enlightened who have reached the maximum of 3 degrees of enlightenment, only 5% can achieve something more, and only 1% have reached the 10th degree. As for the active ones, to use your term, their possibilities for advancement are much greater, because by the nature of things they are interested in much deeper and much broader areas than those from the passive group. There is a basic difference, due to which the active can progress much more. Of course, there are some pitfalls, some underwater rocks that relate to the fact that if you get some information, instead of getting it through research, it may happen that there is no further progress, because you have practically lost your opportunity for further progress. This is certainly one hidden trap that you should beware of, and that, first of all, in contact with the cloud, you should check, that is, insist that nothing is said to you, so that the paths of your development are not cut off, which you will easily succeed in doing. Active enlightened ones can achieve all 33 degrees of enlightenment, and rarely do any of them stop below the 10th degree. However, the largest number, 90%, of the active ones out of the approximately 800 enlightened ones stops at 15. So, only about 75 people have passed that level of 15 and we count that part as par enlightenment. So, in those 75 together with you, where again the largest number are par enlightened up to the 22nd degree, which means that so far only 15 people have passed the 22nd degree, you are exactly the 15th. Among those 15, by reaching the 24th degree, you became the 11th person of all time to reach 24 or more degrees. Only Buddha, Christ, Lao Tzu, Khufu reached the level of 33 degrees, and of the living Sai Baba, while one person from the past reached the 32nd degree. In addition to these 6, one more person reached the 25th degree. It means that there are 4 people on the 24th degree, 1 on the 25th degree, 2 people on the 31st degree, and then these 6 people come. You can see what your level of development is. As for the content, possibilities, and obligations of enlightened persons at different degrees, there is the following hierarchy. In conclusion, with the 3rd degree, the possibilities are mostly the same, with the fact that on the 3rd or 2nd degree they are somewhat deeper, larger, more obvious than on the 1st degree. At the 10th level, there is a significant difference compared to the first 3, because these people have incomparably greater obligations, in accordance with their capabilities, and they primarily relate to education, preparation of people who are on the way to enlightenment, because the largest number at this level was received from the group of passive ones, whose external actions were relatively modest. The 15th degree represents a turning point where the enlightened ones are almost exclusively active enlightened, and it consists in the fact that these enlightened ones get important roles in solving problems on earth and among people in general. These roles are not the best, they are not the most difficult, but they are incomparably more serious, more important for the development of human civilization, than those that are given to passive ones up to the 10th degree. The 22nd degree represents a new turning point when the persons who reach it become extremely important, extremely significant and practically irreplaceable for the development of human civilization. To these persons' spiritual energies, the energy cloud, the energy of the Holy Spirit, the energy of Christ give maximum attention, maximum help, protection and care for them. The 24th degree, on which you are, represents something historically extremely rare. It represents a real gem in the history of human civilization, because there were as many of them as there are fingers on two hands. The 25th degree is the main turning point when a person becomes a spiritual being who, as such, reaches the maximum possible powers that are unimaginable for humans and who, because of this, become persons whose actions and possibilities represent the highest, maximum importance, not only for the development of human civilization, rather, they play an exceptional role in the entire cosmos. Degrees 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31 represent a continuous increase in the possibilities that were acquired at the 25th degree, which means that up to the 32nd degree there is continuity, there are no big jumps and everything takes place within the framework of the program of spiritual beings who are formed at the 25th degree, and reached its peak at the 31st degree. The 32nd and 33rd represent the end, the perfection that is activated at the 32nd degree and reaches its maximum at the 33rd degree. These are the degrees and their possibilities and, most importantly, their significance for the development of human civilization. The treasury of sacred knowledge thanks you for your interest, and sends you a lot of spiritual patience and love.